Let me tell you a story. It was sometime in 2022. I had just entered the door of my house, drenched in sweat, and I was tired as hell. I had just come home from school, and I threw my bag onto the sofa, then threw myself onto the sofa. I immediately took out my phone from my pocket and started playing Brawl Stars, a mobile game. As I played the game, I felt a little anxious because I had tons of homework to do that day. I told myself, I'm just gonna play for an hour and I'll do my homework after that. But I knew I wasn't going to. I was basically lying to myself. 2 hours later, I went to my bedroom to keep playing, and my grandma, who was in the house at that time, got a bit worried. She went into my room and asked me, don't you have any homework to do? And I replied, don't worry, I'll do it later. She said, okay, I trust that you are disciplined enough. In that moment, I felt like crap for lying to myself and also to my own family member. It was around 5 p.m. and I kind of calculated in my head how much time I had left until 11, which was when I wanted to sleep at the time. And then I lied to myself again. Oh, I still have 6 hours to do my work. That's plenty of time. Then dinner came. I took around 30 minutes to eat my dinner. And then came like the food coma. So I decided to rest for 1 more hour before starting my work. But of course, 1 more hour was more like 2.5 hours. And so 3 hours of my time just magically disappeared. But it's fine, I told myself. I still had 3 hours left to do my work. So I finally head to my study desk and started my homework more than 5 hours after I was dismissed from school. But after 20 minutes of doing my homework, just 20 minutes, I got tired again and decided I needed another break. And just like that, my 6 hours was snapped out of existence, and I ended up doing my homework until like 1 a.m. without even finishing it. If you can relate to this story, this video is for you. In this video, I'll guide you through how to start a routine with 2 very effective productivity tactics that you can include in your routine. Part 1. Starting the routine itself. So routines reduce procrastination and are the greatest way to manage your time. It also helps you stay consistent with habits like exercising and doing your work. From the story I told, you realize that without a routine, you don't actually know where all your time is going, and you think that you have a lot of time in your day when in reality you don't. As such, you can very easily procrastinate and say, I'll do it later. Once you build a routine and you factor in your meals, the food coma, your rest breaks, etc., then only do you realize that you have so little time in a single day. So I'm gonna guide you through exactly how you can build a routine right now. So the best way to build your routine is using some sort of timetable. You can do this using a whole bunch of sites like Google Sheets, Google Calendar, or you could literally just open up Google Docs and write what you're gonna do at what time. So I'm gonna quickly go over every option that you have so you can choose what's best for you. So for Google Docs, you can just type in a time and type in whatever you're gonna do at that time. For example, 6:20 I wake up, drink water, brush my teeth, maybe even shower, and at 6:50 I go to school. And then you can just type in the rest of your day like this. For Google Sheets, you can use this layout which I've included in the description below, and you can just kind of merge cells and add stuff like, for example, when I go to school at this time, maybe I wake up at 6:30, etc. So this is quite detailed because at every given moment during the day you can kind of see what you're supposed to be doing right now. So another option is Google Calendar. The way you use Google Calendar is you can just click and drag and you can include whatever event here. For example, school, you can drag here, like maybe include recess if you want it to be that detailed. The good thing about Google Calendar is that it is extremely detailed. You can literally plan every single minute of the day. Let's say for some reason you want a specific event to start at 3:33 exactly and to end at 24. You can literally do that. Another good thing about Google Calendar is that if you download it on your phone and allow notifications, it will notify you every single minute what you're supposed to be doing right now. So the actionable step for now is to just pick the site that you want to use for your routine, and for now just kind of include what you are already currently doing. Maybe like, for example, wake up, school, shower, whatever you're already doing, just include it in your routine right now. So here are 2 very effective productivity tactics to include in your routine. Number 1, finish your work as early as possible. From the story, one of the problems I faced was that I delayed my work too much and I ended up not doing any work at night when my mind was extremely tired and I could not produce any quality work. I know some of you might deny this, but your mind is actually so much sharper during the day and it becomes more and more dull as the day progresses. Yes, there are night owls in the world, people who are more productive at night, but they are very rare, so it's odd that a lot of people think they are night owls. There are a few reasons you might feel tired early in the afternoon. Number one, you live far from the school and the trip back to home is extremely tiring and long. Number two, you have heavy lunches, maybe even with processed food, which lead to food comas. Number three, you fry your brain with gaming, social media, on Netflix, etc. From the book How to Become a Straight A Student by Cal Newport, you are also more likely to get distracted by friends and family later in the day, whether in real life or through messaging and social media. So here are 3 things you can include in your routine to instantly increase your productivity, according to the principle of finishing your work earlier. Number 1, make sure you finish all of your work in the afternoon. You can consider staying back at school to finish your work before even going home. Although this does come with some risks like possibly being distracted by friends. Number 2, this tactic is a tactic that every single straight A student I see in my class do, and I highly recommend it as well, which is to finish most of your work before the school day even ends. Take advantage of the little pockets of time, for example during morning assembly or between periods of classes, and use that time to study or do the homework you just received. You can make this more convenient for yourself by keeping a textbook or a homework that was just assigned under your desk. So whenever you get like spare pockets of time, you can just immediately take out textbook or the homework from under your table and just do 1 or 2 questions or read 1 or 2 sentences before like the next teacher comes. Number 3, this last tactic will skyrocket your productivity, but it's also quite an extreme tactic. I still recommend it, but I completely understand if you're not able to do this one. Waking up early to do work. This means waking up an hour earlier than usual before going to school, and most importantly before eating breakfast, and just pumping out an hour of work first thing in the morning. For my sec school students, I recommend doing the 10-year series or practice papers during this time. This is extremely effective because intermittent fasting is actually one of the greatest productivity hacks. Your mind is just so much sharper when you are fasted. That, combined with the fact that your brain is already more productive earlier in the day, and the fact that no one can distract you at this time because everyone else is asleep, makes it the best time to do work. That being said, there is a downside to this tactic, which is that you have to sleep an hour earlier every day. If you are unable to do that, then I discourage you from using this tactic because maintaining high quality sleep is still the number 1 productivity tactic. So here's your actionable step. Take 1 or 2 or even all 3 of these tactics and just put them into the routine that you made just now. I strongly recommend that you include both the first and second one. Another productivity tactic you can use is to take actual breaks. Most students or people in general have this misconception that taking a break should consist of scrolling on social media, playing video games and watching Netflix, and doing those activities somehow re-energizes your brain. Well, I'm gonna let you think about it for a second. After you indulge in these habits, does your brain really feel rested, or does it feel more like tired and kind of fried? Because most of these bad habits actually use up your brain's energy instead of replenishing it. Not only that, but due to dopamine systems, you can start to spend like hours on these activities without doing anything productive. Like what happened to me in the story. I mean, just imagine, you're basically using as much brain power when you study as when you scroll on social media or play video games. So when you do those things to rest, it doesn't really work that well. So how do you take actual breaks? Simple, just lie on your bed, close your eyes and kind of take like a nap, but it's not really a nap because you're not actually sleeping. Or you can also just do random stuff that isn't mentally demanding. For example, you can just go to the toilet, refill your bottle and just walk around. As for how you should allocate time for breaks and work, I recommend 40 to 1 hour work blocks with 10-minute breaks in between. So your actionable step is to decide on what exactly you will do during your breaks. Preferably it will be just to lie on your bed for a while, and you can kind of schedule that into your routine that we made earlier. By the way, I have a lot more productivity tactics that you can include in your routine that I will share in future videos, so look out for them. If you have any feedback or criticism for this video, feel free to comment them below and have a good day.